Ah. All right. Another stream. Been a while. Been a while since I've gotten on here. Another topic that I wanted to talk about. Obviously, this was an important game. One of those. This is one of those games that I circled on my calendar. This is a. It's one game. It's one win, but it's a big one, and it's. Oh, this is going to be one of those wins that feels so good, and it's one win that you're going to remember for a while. Astros beat the Dodgers 5-2 tonight. They split the series with LA. I can only imagine it being nightmarish for the Astros when they do go to LA, which will be in, I believe, August. But we won't have to see the Dodgers for a few months. We're playing the Padres next, so it only gets tougher from here. But we escape with a W tonight, and we get some sweet revenge on Trevor Bauer. Oh, man. This was a needed win to break out of a terrible slump. We get blown out by the Dodgers last night. Offense just withers away, and then we get swept by the Rangers, a terrible team. We let Adolis Garcia single-handedly kill us. So we're on a 4-game losing streak going into tonight. The reigning NL Cy Young Trevor Bauer against Luis Garcia, and Luis Garcia wins. Gets the W. Trevor Bauer takes the L. Hey, Trevor Bauer, go tweet about the Astros some more. Why don't you? I mean, how satisfying can a win get? I don't usually look at wins that much of the time and say, "Oh, this is a super surprising win." I don't think this is a surprising win. The Dodgers are a good team. They have very talented players. And yes, they were missing two of their biggest players this entire series, which are Corey Seager and Cody Bellinger. Yes, so they didn't have those guys, but they did come in with Betts, Turner, what's his name? I had to forget. Lux, and then they had a few other guys, including Albert Pujols, who the Astros cannot seem to avoid. I thought Albert was going to do the smart thing and actually go back to St. Louis, which would have been the right decision. But Albert makes me lose even more respect for him when he goes to LA. But let's go through the stats. Pujols doesn't bother me anymore. There was a time when he really did, but now that feeling of despair has gone away. My feeling toward him is nothing. I mean, he's getting up there. So it's understandable why he's struggling the way he is, but yeah, Pujols is just not the same player he was 10 plus years ago. So let's get into the win. So let's go through the stats and everything. Luis Garcia gets the win tonight. His third win of his career. He started out 0-3, and it was looking really bleak for him. He had chances to get wins and could not cash in. But 3 straight wins from Garcia. He goes 6 innings, no earned runs, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. That one run that did score, Garcia did not get charged with that run because I think an error was made. So it was 1-1 because Altuve had homered off Bauer in the first to lead off the game. So it's 1-1 going into the fourth. Nothing doing for the offense. And then we get to the sixth. Carlos Correa at bat with 2 away. And he goes deep. And a much-needed home run from Carlos Correa. He was in a slump. And he's been really in a slump all season. Now, I don't think this technically breaks him out of the slump. But at least we can say, hey, he hit a big home run and got a little bit of sweet revenge on the Dodgers. And maybe Joe Kelly, even though Joe Kelly didn't make an appearance tonight. Of course, Joe Kelly made an appearance last night because Dodgers didn't want to make him look bad. I don't know if it was him that actually gave up that run to the Astros, but last night was a forgettable game. We want to forget that. But tonight is a game we want to remember. It was the game where we went back at the Dodgers and said, "You don't dominate us. Cheater or not cheater, we can still beat you." And that's what the Astros are. They can beat every team in this league. I don't think there's anyone that the Astros stand no chance of. Astros scored 4 runs, 4 of their 5 runs tonight on home runs. Aledmys Diaz in the 7th inning after Martin Maldonado scores on an Altuve single. After Maldonado grounds to Gavin Lux, it looks like it's going to be a routine ground out. Lux says, "Oh, I've got time. I'll take my time." So he goes ahead and does this sleazy, or not, well, I think I used the wrong word there. He kind of does this little lazy throw, lob type deal across the infield, and it goes high over Pujols' head and into the dugout. So Maldonado is able to advance to second. Then Altuve comes up, grounder through the right side, gets in for a hit. Maldonado scores on a pretty bland throw by Mookie Betts. Then, who comes up? Right after Altuve, Diaz goes deep to make it 5-1. And I think that really put the game away. It iced it. It was 5-1. We were going into the bottom of the 7th. They get a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. So we have 6 outs left. Then we get to the 8th. Astros don't get any runs there. No, sorry. Yeah, they don't get any runs there. The Dodgers do, however, because Ryan Stanek continues his cold streak and gives up a home run to I don't know how you pronounce his name. What's his name? Noose? I don't know who Noose is. I mean, forgive me, Dodgers fans. I don't know one player on your team, and that's surprising because the Dodgers seem to have everybody. But like I said, this is a big win. It came really close at the end because Brian Abreu is just beyond terrible. He acted like, "Oh, I'm the hero. Yeah, I did it. Pump my chest." No, you don't get to pump your chest. That was a terrible performance. You get 2 straight outs, but then you walk 2 terrible hitters, and you strike out Pujols. Big deal. Pujols is the king of striking out. So don't beat your chest. "Oh, I did something." Yeah, no, you didn't, Abreu. You almost blew it. I guarantee you on some of those pitches against Pujols, if that was Pujols in like 2010 or before he went to the Angels when he's still in the Cardinals, that is out of the park. Out of the park. So Brian Abreu got lucky on those pitches because Pujols has lost his touch, and it's not really his fault. He's getting old, and I'm sure he'll retire after this year, but that's not what we're here to talk about. So as I said time and time again throughout this video, this was a much-needed win. Breaks us out of a slump. Gives us some sweet revenge on the Dodgers. There was a lot. There's a lot of stuff to go through in this game. Most of it I'm not going to go through, but there's a lot that I saw. There was some physicality during this game in the stands. Fans were getting into it. I even saw one on Twitter. Someone posted something on Twitter. By the way, quick reminder, some of y'all have been asking me if I have Twitter or Instagram. I don't have any social media, so you're going to be at a dead end if you're trying to look me up. So I don't have any social media. But I did see on Twitter, because I was just kind of browsing around for Astros news, I saw a Dodger fan and Astro fan were going at it. It was brutal. It was bad. Very unneeded. 2 idiots going at it. Every fan fight just makes the fan base look worse. You just make the fan base look worse. So the guy who represented the Astros in that fight and the guy who represented the Dodgers, they both showed that neither of the Astros fan base or neither of the team's fan bases are the best. The Astros have a good fan base for the most part. I actually feel like we're not a super toxic fan base. We're loud. We're hungry for wins. That's all it is. And some of you might rip me for saying that if you're a Dodger or Yankee fan. I don't care. I mean, the Yankees. Look at the Yankee fans. Do you see the Astros throwing trash on the field when their team loses? No, that's the Yankee fans' job. That's what they do. They throw trash on the field when their team loses a game. A slump is not acceptable to fans. It's not really acceptable to any fans, but for the Yankee fans, it's the end of the world. So they start throwing trash on the field. They rip their players, and you think, oh, and you think they're the victims here? Oh, no. Any fan fights, most baseball fan fights, for the most part, it's always Yankee fans. I'm sorry, but it always is. It's just a matter of fact. It's fact. I'm speaking the truth here. It's usually Yankee fans. And then Dodger fans. I've seen a lot of Dodger fans getting into fights. So it's actually either Yankee or Dodger fans that are either starting or getting into fights. Unneeded. There's no place for it. I think if you're to get into a fight at a baseball game, you should be banned from the park. Because there's just no place for it. And you just prove to yourself and everyone around you that you're an idiot. It's not watching that video of those two guys fighting in the stands, it just infuriated me because there's no place for that at a stadium. There's no place for it. Super unneeded. It just shows that right now Astros and Dodger the fans have a beef with each other. Why should the Dodger fans have a beef with the Astros fans? It's not like the Astros fans were in on the cheating scandal. And why should the Astros fans have a beef with the Dodger fans? Yes, we hate the Dodgers, but I mean, the Dodger fans might have a little bit of a reason to not like the Astros right now. We did we did cheat. Now, I'm not defending the Dodger fans' actions. I think they've taken it a little over the top, but there's just no reason for this kind of behavior. But it just shows that baseball's rivalries are serious, like very serious. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that for a minute because it was something that was bugging me, and I wanted to talk about it because there's just been so much drama going around, and it makes me so mad. So there's that. And then, man, I did notice about the other thing about the fans. There are actually a lot of Dodger fans there. I think Dodger fans circled this series on their calendars, so they were like, "Oh, we're getting tickets to this thing," just so that they can hold up signs and say, "Oh, you cheated, Astros fans." Well, guess what, Dodger fans? I hope you enjoyed it tonight because we weren't slumping. Offense wasn't going to sleep tonight. I mean, for the most part, it might have been, but in the late innings, nope. So you can put your signs away tonight. Last night, okay, that's an exception. Last night was, I couldn't watch that. But yes, this was a big series. We have Astros have a very tough schedule coming up. Padres, Red Sox, Blue Jays. Can't remember who we play after that. I think after that we play a bad team, but then we play Toronto. I think we play Toronto again, and then we play Red Sox again. It's going to be a tough few weeks. So the Astros needed this win to kind of boost their confidence and gain some momentum. Also, another thing, I never actually got to talk about this. Last year, the Joe Kelly incident with the Astros, I was actually going to post a video about that game. The Astros got swept in that series, which, I mean, it's not a huge deal because it was a 2-game series. I don't consider 2-game series sweeps an actual sweep because it's not a full series. A full series is 3 games, not 2. But I was going to make a video on that in which I kind of went on a rant on Joe Kelly. And sorry, but I have good reason to. Joe Kelly is a hypocrite. He's not just a hypocrite. He's an idiot. He's a hypocrite. I mean, this guy is trying to go off on the Astros. And yes, maybe they cheated him out of the ALDS in 2017. But guess what? He cheated other teams out of it the very next year in 2018 when he was on the Red Sox. I don't understand why people aren't talking about the Red Sox. Maybe it's because Cora was managing the Red Sox and everyone's like, well, Cora came from the Astros. Guess what? Cheating is cheating. It doesn't matter who's involved. Cheating is cheating. And if the Red Sox were smart, they would have looked at this new manager and said, you know what? I don't like this. I barely know you, and I don't like that you're bringing cheating into the argument. No, we're not going to have that. But no, they went along with it. Why wasn't Mookie Betts ripped by Dodger fans? Because he plays for the Dodgers. Why wasn't Joe Kelly ripped by Dodger fans? Because he plays for the Dodgers. If neither of those guys were on the Dodgers right now, they'd be getting ripped every single game that they played the Dodgers. I guarantee it. But no, it's weird. The Dodgers don't seem to take offense to the Red Sox. They seem to take a lot of offense to the Astros. That's another thing, too. Once again, I'm proud that the Yankees didn't do it, and I'm proud that the Dodgers didn't do it. They did it last. They did it last season a little bit, but I'm surprised that they didn't do it this season because the fans were certainly trying to rile them up in this series. So yes, I'm proud of the Dodger team for most of the Dodger team. God, I cannot stand some of those guys. I cannot stand Trevor Bauer, and I cannot stand Joe Kelly. Like, those guys are just clowns. They're clowns, especially Trevor Bauer. He is, man. Talk about a head case. Like, you want to insult the Astros? You're going to insult the Astros? Talk about you threw a baseball at the Royals Jumbotron when you got pulled from a game, and you're going to rip the Astros? Yeah, okay, they cheated you out of a series. So what? You have no business here, Trevor Bauer. And guess what? I cannot describe how happy I am that we gave Trevor Bauer that loss. I rebuke Trevor Bauer. Like, I cannot put into words my I don't want to say hatred. I don't really hate anybody. I don't want to say hate, but I strongly dislike. Okay, despise. That's just like hate, but I'll try to put it into simpler terms or put it into better terms. I despise Trevor Bauer. And handing him this L tonight, even though he didn't have a horrible game, scoring 2 runs off the Cy Young winner, the reigning Cy Young, and giving him the L, I'll take that all day. All day. So we play the Padres on Friday. I'm real excited for that. Last time we played the Padres, we got swept by them. They have a very talented young team. Like, I can't go out there and say the Padres are overrated. I think the Padres have one of the most talented teams in the league. Fernando Tatis is on a tear. Manny Machado, I haven't heard his name a lot, but I just know that he does Manny Machado things. So, I mean, he's giving you decent seasons every year. And then they just have guys to back him up. Tommy Pham, Trent Grisham, Eric Hosmer. I mean, Blake Snell, Mike Clevenger. They got a good team, and Yu Darvish too. They got a good team, and the Red Sox do too. I don't think the Red Sox are going to be a playoff team this year. I think they're just kind of on a like an early tear, because while we're getting to the halfway point in the season, it's not super. We're not getting late into the season at all. I think it's still kind of considered early in the season. But no, I don't think. I think if the Red Sox are going to make it to the playoffs, they're not going to be a top-seeded team. I think they're going to be like a wild card team. But they do have a talented squad. Xander Bogaerts has lit it up since Mookie Betts has left. Rafael Devers is on a tear, and they just have a really good young core. And Alex Verdugo, Bobby Dalbec, Franchi Cordero, like guys like that. Those are guys that'll lead you to a World Series. And hopefully those are guys that I won't strongly dislike as I do guys like Mookie Betts or Trevor Bauer. Now, Mookie Betts, I actually don't mind because he hasn't taken a shot at the Astros, which he's in no position to take a shot at the Astros. He cheated too. So I don't mind Mookie Betts that much because he hasn't really bothered me since becoming a Dodger. I still think that Red Sox-Dodgers trade was stupid. I mean, you're trading a guy who just kind of got out of an MVP season. Yeah, sure, he kind of slowed down in 2019, but he was on a tear in 2018. I mean, they cheated, but still. I mean, that's like the Astros trading Altuve after he won the MVP in 2017. Do not, by the way, people, baseball fans, do not say that Altuve did not deserve that MVP. Okay? You don't know if Altuve was even involved in the cheating scandal. A lot of his teammates said he wasn't. So you don't know that he didn't deserve that. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. I just know one thing for sure. Jose Altuve, cheater or not, he is still a great hitter. And I strongly believe that he will get to 3,000 hits. I strongly believe they'll still make him a Hall of Famer. I mean, this guy is getting hits almost every game. He's just like, Jose Altuve has not only been my idol since I've become an Astros fan, but he's just been an icon for all of Houston. He's become their next Biggio, the Biggio of this new and improved Astros era. A new and improved Biggio? Probably not. But, it's Altuve. He's a monster. And I think he's a very underrated player. Right now, he's very underrated. So, we went over a lot of topics tonight. I'm happy that the Astros got this win once again. Last week of school, I'm in a very good mood. I'm always in a good mood. It's the last week of school. Tomorrow's the last day. We're almost there, people. If you're in school with me, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm in a good mood this week. I'm in an even better mood that the Astros won. Let's do this. Let's start winning some games. We don't have to win all of them. We got a tough schedule. It's understandable. But let's win most of them. So that is going to end it for the stream, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Haven't done a stream in a minute. I think the last one I did, I can't remember what the last one I did was. I think I did one like maybe a week or two ago. It wasn't the one on Wall. That was like a month ago. Yeah, I did one on the Angels Astros game. I was very impressed by Lance McCullers. He's just, to be quite frank, I don't think Lance McCullers will win a Cy Young in his career. But if he shows that same kind of game that he did against the Angels, where he just pitches gems over and over, he'll be a Cy Young. he's just, like I said, he's got to keep those walks in check, and he's got to keep his attitude and his behavior in check because he gets way too pumped up and talks a lot of trash for a guy that walks a lot of guys and can be very inconsistent in big situations. But anyways, yeah. Like I said, this is the first stream in a while, in a few weeks. I'll keep y'all posted on the Astros. Man, I cannot wait for the Rockets lottery, the draft lottery. That is going to be a date that I'm definitely circling on my calendar. If the Rockets don't get a top 3 pick, I will view this past season, as a waste. Also, I may update y'all on the NBA playoffs, even though the Rockets aren't in it, so chances are I won't. But I might, if there's a game out there that I find worthy of me wasting about 30 minutes of my time. Maybe. But my goals for the NBA playoffs, my hopes are that neither the Nets or the Lakers win the championship. And if that happens, this is a success. This is a big success season. I just don't want James Harden to have the satisfaction of getting a ring the easy way. The easy way. But anyways, yes, I'll keep y'all posted on the NBA. The Rockets better come up big. I'm not going to keep y'all I'm just going to tell y'all right now, I'm not really paying attention to football right now. I'm over Deshaun Watson. He can leave. I don't care. He's obviously I mean, there's little chance that these allegations are untrue. I mean, it just looks really bleak for Deshaun. And he's not attending Texans camps. So, you know what, Deshaun? You can go. You can go. You can go to a team that you know what I hope? I hope we trade Deshaun to a team that stinks and we get a good deal out of it. I hope the Texans finally win a trade. And it's a trade that involves a star. I hope we actually finally win a trade and not trade Deshaun for a few Skittles. Okay, so yes, no. I'm not going to be keeping you all posted on the Texans for a long time unless they actually do something. So, once again, let's get in the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, don't count on coming at me with comments on like social media because I'm not on social media. I don't get on the cancel culture website because that's really what social media has turned into. It's just complete cancel culture, and it's I'm not gonna comment on it. I'm not commenting on it. I don't want to say anything. So once again, likes to the stream, subscribe to the channel. We're over 60. I think I already announced that, but we're over 60. If I already announced that, then disregard what I just said. But I'm happy that we got there. Let's get to 70, hopefully, very soon. And, yeah. Leave a comment down below what you thought of this Astros game. And your hopes for this upcoming Astros schedule. Will the Astros lose most? Will they win most? Or will they be mediocre? All right. That is it for the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you later. Astros fans, baseball fans, sports fans, go Astros. Bye, guys.